All right, and we're live. This is episode 5 of Bare Knuckle and Brews, presented by Fight Bananas. Today we have a couple guests. We have some BKFC heavyweights that are going to jump in and talk to us today. We're kind of missing the co-host right now. I think she got bogged down in something else, so we're gonna rock this shit solo. And make it an eventful podcast. So real quick before we get started, I just want to shout out the sponsors. CBD product, Fusion CBD products. Definitely go check these guys out. They make some amazing products. One of my favorites is the Fusion CBD water. It's an alkaline water. It's a recovery type water. Real quick, their live read is enjoy the wellness and recovery benefits of CBD. The CBD has to offer with some of the highest grade hemp-based CBD products available in North America. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, Fusion's selection of CBD wellness products boosts athletic performance and recovery for people of any fitness level. Fusion's mission is to promote and support North America's emerging CBD culture, aimed at those living in an active lifestyle and through a variety of CBD wellness products. Whether you're a high-performance athlete, sidewalk stroller, or someone in between, CBD allows you to exercise harder, longer, and smarter. Definitely go check them out and use code KNUCKLES at checkout for an additional 20% off. Shout out to Fusion CBD. Great water. Tastes great. You can tell it's a little alkaline, which is good for you in a recovery situation. So, with that, our first guest is BKFC big man. He's from across the pond. He was scheduled to fight for the heavyweight title against Joey Beltran until all this coronavirus stuff happened. So let's bring him on. It's Mark Godbeer.
How you doing, my man? You good?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, all good. All good, man.
How's it been going, man? How you hanging in there during this lockdown coronavirus stuff?
Oh, mate, you just got to get on with it, ain't you? Really? So I've just 1 minute it's doing my head in, the next minute it's not, and then it's sort of doing my head in a bit. So just got to get on with it, try and forget about it, and just try and carry on with life. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, I saw your recent post out with the kids. Hitting the tree, hitting the bag on the tree, and kind of multitasking.
Yeah, so I got obviously. I'm obviously I'm not with my ex, but she's what you call a key worker, so she's still working with the healthcare unit sort of thing. So I got to do my bit at the moment. I got the kids and stuff, so I'm trying to get my training in whilst having the kids. So I go up the woods, let them run riot for an hour whilst I just strap a bag to a tree and just try and knock the tree over,
Right on. Yeah. Speaking of that inspiration you got from a fellow BKFC fighter, Chris Sarro, since Sheena isn't able to join us, I was going to bring Chris on and kind of join us with the chat.
Yeah, cool.
What's going on, guys? What's up,
man? You good?
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, going good, guys. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. Yeah. So
good.
It's lockdown crap shite, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's snowing up here.
Oh mate, it's roasting in the UK. We were like 28 degrees, 29 degrees today. So I'm currently in the camper, just sat here roasting. So
yeah,
you guys got snow in May.
Bad. I woke up like 3 this morning and I looked out the window and it was a full-on blizzard. I went back to sleep. I was like, this can't be happening. It's crazy, man. But it makes sense with everything else going on in the world. Of course, it's like end times. Of course, it's snowing in Maine. in Maine. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Like some kind of polar vortex or something that hit the Northeast recently, right?
Something, yeah. It'll be all gone in a day or two. We'll be back out with our shirts off in the heat, But caught me off guard. But it's all good. Nothing's gonna get us down, that's for sure. We'll work around it. But yeah, what you guys drinking?
Where about you based?
Where they at? They're probably all home right now because it's all wet and cold outside. So I'm here. I got my one friend Sean here. He helped set all this up because every other time I've been online, I tend to cut out or something like that. So it's all good, man. We're just enjoying the time and working hard and grinding and making it happen. We get that call for BKFC 12. We're showing up best shape of our lives. No quarantine bugs down here. So
mate.
So Chris, your gym is out of commission right now with all the snow, huh?
For a day, trust me, we'll be up there tomorrow. Yeah, one day. Yeah, I had an extra rest day, and I had a good excuse for it. I hate taking rest days, so we'll be out there with a shovel if we need to tomorrow, and we'll be getting to it for sure. We got a few young boys that come by, and they want to be fighters. So this is the perfect test for them. Put them through the grind and see if they can stay consistent. And so far, so good, man. I'm proud of these guys up here. It isn't easy to grow up here. This isn't, if you know anything about Northern Maine, it's not. These are hard conditions, and if you can stay here year round for your whole life growing up, it toughens you up. There's no way around it, So it's all good. It's the best place to train if you're a professional fighter, that's for sure, because there's not shit to do here.
Yeah, is it quite remote up that area then, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much to do, but so it works out. My whole career, I'm running it right from here. I used to go to Big River City and stuff like that. And it's like, what, we got air up here that smells so good, so fresh. You can't get that shit anywhere, and stuff like that. It's like, it gives you time to focus on what you need to. And you're not cluttered with all that clubs and nightlife bullshit. It's just grind, sleep, eat, grind. So it's a good recipe. You gotta get out here, Mark. You'd appreciate it, unless you like the nightclub.
Yeah, but mate, listen, if I'm ever in the area, I'm well up for training, doing some sparring and stuff, mate. It'd be good to hook up, definitely.
Absolutely.
Mark seems like the perfect fit, man. You mentioned it being rural up there in Maine. You came down to Mississippi where we're at, fit right in. Mark seems like a UK country boy up there, so. It seems like a perfect match,
right down south, mate. I'm like pretty much the same, really rural farmland. Not much to do. I do live in a small town. There is a few clubs and stuff about, but it's not like city life. Nothing like it's really slow life down here. So we sort of just get grinding. There's one or two things to do. Sit back and go south or do something positive. So. I try and stick on the positive path.
That's it, man. That's it. It's good for our heads.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, obviously, the big news for BKFC, and there's been a lot of fake news spread too about Mike Tyson. One thing we know for sure is that Feldman did offer Mike a pretty substantial, contract or whatever to come fight BKFC. There was actually, I noticed it right away because I've seen it before. There was a fake Feldman on Twitter that had posted something about, Shannon Briggs and Mike Tyson were already set to fight or whatever. And people just ran with it. It was crazy that people just kind of, buy these fake memes. And I think even Briggs himself did at one point. I think he shared one of them. Yeah. But what do you guys think about Mike Tyson at, what is he, 53? Coming in 52. And taking the gloves off? 52?
He's 52.
That year matters.
Have you seen him hit the pad still, though?
Man.
Knock you out, man. There's no question about that.
That was scary, dude. Wow.
The video I seen the other day of him hitting the pads are there ain't many 52-year-olds that can hit like that still, The guy, the guy's a legend. The guy's, he's a legend in the sport. And just to watch him hitting the pads like that, I think at his age is just inspirational, I think, personally. If the guy wants to make a comeback, who's to stop him? If he's fit, if he's well, and he wants to jump in, if he's got the right sort of opponent, the same sort of age and stuff, same sort of experience, an ex-pro that wants to come back, why not let it happen? Even if it's an exhibition fight or a bare knuckle fight, whatever, is these guys, what people don't realize is guys like us fighters, that never dies, and sometimes you've got to see it through, it's either see it through or just sit there thinking what if all the time. So there's for me, I think if the guy wants to jump in and have another blast at it, if he's fit, go for it. It's good for the sport in one respect, so go for it.
I'm the same way. If you listen to his interviews over the past few years, he has
dying inside. Yeah,
he's not been there. So I figure if he decides he's making a comeback, then he knows that it's like, it's all or nothing. And for me, there's nothing more exciting to see a Tyson because he didn't take much damage in the end. I mean, he got put down a couple times but he didn't take damage. If anything, it was mentally, he just wasn't there anymore. And he's had enough time to reflect to see, the importance in the mental and stuff. So when I heard he was making a comeback and everything I've been watching on his Hot Box show and stuff, I just knew. I'm like, he was talking about fear in this one episode, and he said something along the lines of, "You got to keep that monster asleep because if it comes out, it's bringing all of hell with him." And dude, I got chills just saying that now.
That's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of the thing. Like he has this personality, like this killer kind of personality that he's been saying that he's afraid to let out. Like he's, he don't know if he wants to let that guy back out again. The kind of eat your babies and fornicate with a reporter or whatever. I mean, I'd love to see it. I'm here for it. Like I am 100% here for it. I want to see all of it. I want to see all that.
If I'm correct, did he originally come out and said that he wanted to do an exhibition fight? Is that correct?
Yeah, he did.
So from what I can gather, exhibition fight is sort of, is you put on a show for the fans, but it's not, you're not taking someone's head off, right?
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't go against your pro record, and maybe it's not 12 rounds, with glove box, and maybe it's 6 rounds or something like that.
When you've got that caged animal, and you punch that caged animal, that caged animal's going to come out. I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, that caged animal's going to come out. If someone punches hard, you're going to give it back, So, yeah.
Would either of you guys fight him? Like, because apparently Absolutely. Feldman offered him, a pretty lucrative contract and said you could pick your opponent of anyone that's on the BKFC roster. If Iron Mike Tyson picked one of you guys, of course, I know what your answer is going to be, but
this is my views. My views is this. You get some fighters and they say, I need a few more fights before I can fight this guy, that guy. My views is this. I get paid to fight. So right. If Dave Feldman says to me, this is the guy you're fighting, without hesitation, I don't give a fuck who it is. It could be anyone in the world. Without hesitation, I will fight that guy. I get paid to fight. It's my job. So if they offered me Mike Tyson, I'd fucking fight Mike Tyson. There's no doubt no shadow of doubt in my mind, What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get knocked out, come back round. Shit, I lost, I'll fight that guy. I get paid to fight.
Part of it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Simple as that, So, yeah.
Couldn't have said it any better. I know Dave. Part of the deal is, when I first talked to him, we'll give you a fighter, and if you don't like him, we'll find another. And it's like that's not how it works, because I've never said no to a fight in my life. And I don't know what that means. So if I was offered Mike Tyson, I'd have to take a nap, first of all. I'd have to settle down. And I would embrace it.
I built my career off of fighting guys that I was supposed to lose against and beat them. you know?
Absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
something like I can remember just saying my MMA career. And first of all, in UK, I was sort of no name. I was nothing. I was nobody. And like, I just started following MMA. I thought, well, I want to do that. I started fighting these guys, and these guys were like prospects. I wasn't even following the sport that much back then, and they were prospects. And I jumped in with them and I beat them. And they were like, people used to say to me, look, you beat this guy, you know? And then the next minute, you know, I noticed I was like in the top 10 rankings. And I said to my coach, I said, do you realize I'm in the top 10 rankings? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's like, the same. I know I spoke a bit with Chris earlier, you know, it's the same mentality. Is chuck me in with anyone. If the contract's there and they say that's who I'm fighting, that's who we're fighting. So
absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
It's kind of
that's
a boxing
good,
thing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a boxing thing where they like they pick and choose their opponents.
Yeah, I feel. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, go for it. Yeah, I was going to say, even still in boxing, you'll find boxers that their records may not be as great because they have that mentality, and they took fights that maybe they weren't ready for, but also fighters that they took those gambles because that's just their nature, and it's what propelled their career. Like Mark said, he was in the top 10 before he knew it, and it's because it's, you know, that's a different breed. It's literally it's two different people altogether. And ironically, we can all play in the same sport, but it's like beasts can smell other beasts. And you keep quiet to yourself, you know, there's no reason to talk about it or point it out. It's like when the time comes, you know, these let people know who the real beasts are. It separates the bunch of stuff, you know. Fucking respect, Mark.
Yeah, man.
Well said. Well said. Right on. Yeah. So Mark, so I was wanting to ask you, I know you did the Valor thing with Ken Shamrock for a bit, right? And you came out on top with that. You won the championship there. And it seems like you had somewhat of a kind of a contract battle whenever they were kind of going under. You wanted to come over and fight the best in bare knuckle. Can you just talk a little bit about that? I mean, you don't have to go into too much detail about, you know, the legality or whatever, but
yeah, so basically the thing with Valor is, like, first and foremost, I've got to say, as a company, they treated me really well. They were good. So I've got no bad blood, no bad things to say about Valor or whatever. They treated me well. They paid me when I fought. They put my name out there with the tournament I've done. But obviously, I think with being a new show and putting so much into the first show, I think they may have run into, I don't know the exact details, but they may have run into one or two problems, which was going to hold up my career. And I sort of, you know, I've been a pro for probably 11, 12 years now. So I know what's going to hold my career out and what's not. So I sort of messaged the guys, messaged them a few times, and they were saying, look, hang tight, we're going to sort out. But with all due respect to them, I think once they realize that the problems they run into is going to take a little bit more time to sort out, they actually said to me, look, we're not going to hold you back. It's unfair for us to hold you back. So if you've got offers from like Dave Feldman and stuff, like, here you go, there's your email, you've been released, we wish you all the luck. Go and get those other belts, you know, we're not going to hold you back. So, like, big respect to the guys with Valor on that, because a lot of guys, you know, in the fight game, you know, that they would have held on to the last minute and probably kept me on the sidelines for, like, you know, for up to 12 months before, you know, and I'd have probably had to go down a legal battle to try and get out of it and stuff like that. But these guys were fair. That, like I said, they paid me on time. They treated me really well. So no bad words to say against them. And I hope they do, you know, fix the problems they got and do come back, because, you know, it's good to have, you know, competition in all sports. It's good to have the competition, because it then
push each other. That's right.
The sport grows, and, you know, the sport grows. Yeah. So yeah, that's, you know, there's no bad blood with Valor. They're really good guys. Yeah.
I was actually looking forward to a David Feldman Ken Shamrock fight, because there was one point where Feldman had called out Shamrock, and I thought it was going to happen. I thought that would have been pretty cool. How did you like the platform they had? What were you doing from that?
Do you know, I actually loved it, you know. The thing I loved about it was there was nowhere to hide. And you know, in a boxing ring, and whether it's a square or the circle, whatever, when you leant against the ropes, if you got smart fight IQ, you can avoid shots. You can bob and weave. You can tie people up. You know, there's ways of using the ropes to your advantage. When you're just on a square platform and you're not allowed to step outside that circle, because if you do, you get a point deducted. It's basically, I thought it was a very good format and a good platform to fight on, because it just meant that there's basically nowhere to hide. You just get in there and you've just got to throw down and just try and knock the one guy out before he knocks you out. So I actually
really, and the fans could see better. And the fans could see better, right? I mean, you don't have to look through a cage. Like, you could actually see, you know, everything that's going on. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
The only thing I would say about it, I think they purposely made the ring sort of smaller, so the action was like more
centralized, yeah.
So there was more action, you know what I mean? So there was nowhere to run, sort of thing. But I do think it could have been a little bit bigger, because obviously being big heavyweights, I think there was a couple of concerns one time. I think when I fought Mighty Mo, I sort of threw a couple of hooks, and he sort of went back and almost come out of it at one point. So I thought that you know, it was the first show, so there was a few adjustments to make, and I think the circle could have just been a little bit bigger, not to avoid action, but just for more of a safety thing for the fighters as well. Even though we're in there beating shit out of each other, you still got to think of the safety for the fighters, you know. You don't want to go fight a falling out of the ring and then cracking his head or something like that, and then the fight stops. So yeah, that was the only thing I would have said. The circle could have just been a little bit better, but the overall format of it I actually liked.
One thing I noticed too, man, is that everyone wore like spats. Like, was that a requirement? Like, I mean, because it was different. It was kind of cool to see. I mean, it made them a little more unique. But I never heard that like announced. Like, everyone's wearing spats, right?
Yeah, well, they told us before, and what it was basically, I think it was respect for, what was the right word, the heritage for the sport, because, you know, back in, like, you know, the John L. Sullivan days and stuff, you know,
it was like jeans,
back then it was sort of like the spats, you know, they want, obviously not like the spats we wear now, but it was sort of like their undergarments, like long johns, you know what I mean?
Long johns, right?
Yeah, and they rolled them down and stuff, you know. So I think they wanted the whole format to bring back the old school ways, you know, what they used to wear and that, and just show a bit of respect for the sport and his roots, and which I quite liked. I got it, but not a lot of people did. They were sort of like, you know, like the new fans to bare knuckle was sort of like, why are they wearing these sort of like spats and stuff like that? But the diehard fans would have knew why, because it was sort of like respect to the old school fighters.
Right on.
Yeah. I like the Valor has this feel, like this Thunderdome, Mad Max kind of feel. I don't know what it is exactly. It's just dark lit, and you talk with the schmo right before you fight. All these different things that are slightly off. Like, you never interview somebody. Well, not like you can't. You just never see someone being interviewed. Like, you got interviewed, and in 13 seconds, you're throwing hands.
Yeah.
Wasn't it kind of like that?
Nah, mate, I hated it. Do you know, I thought, and no disrespect to the Smo, but I thought he tried to make that his moment. And if I'm going to be honest, and I will be honest, because like, if this show is going to carry on, they need to know what's right and what's wrong. And I feel like that was wrong. That moment before you walk to the ring, that's the fighter's moment. That's your fucking mental preparation. That's when you and your coach, when your coach is in your ear for those few seconds before you go in that ring, your coach is in your ear. He's telling you, like, this is your time. It's time to fucking get in there. Show, do your business. You know, you don't want some, I'm trying to be respectable now, but you don't want some, you know, guy. Yeah, you don't want him going, like, fucking.
With a mic in your face, yeah.
I was like, in my head, I was like, listen, mate, get the fuck out of my face, because I'm going to end up smacking you in a minute. You know what I mean? I'm in fight mode. I'm in warrior mode. I'm going to go in there and just, you know, try and beat the fuck out of someone before he beats the fuck out of me. I didn't need a guy in my face. So that's my opinion on it. I didn't like it one bit. That.
I don't think
I
it
was
was
impressed
Schmo's
that
fault.
you
I
even,
think it was kind of the setup, right? It was how they had
I
it
think,
planned out.
to be fair, I'm pretty sure the Smo did push for it, but and
Oh yeah,
with due respect to the Valor guys, I think after the show had happened, it was one of the things that they said, that's what we're cutting that next time. We can't do that again, because I think every one of us fighters literally said we don't want to do that again. And I think they had a bit of grief off the fans as well, like basically saying what I just said, that's the fighters' time to walk into the ring. Like, we don't need this guy. Interview the guys afterwards, not just before they walk into the ring,
No,
yeah,
that's
it
the
makes
time to
a good
block out
performance.
everything and just focus on the task at hand, right? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're dead on. That's just it. I mean, as a promoter, you want your athletes to be performing at their best. And for me, I know it's like Mark was saying, that those moments before you walk out, I mean, I don't even hear any noise. I'm in this whole zone, and I couldn't imagine someone trying to talk to me during that time period. I don't know how I'd respond. You could see it with you. You kind of like, you were saying what's going through your head. I'm just here to get to work, and you just run out there and got through it. But that's those are, if you want the best performance out of these athletes that you're paying to come out there and fight, don't fuck with certain aspects, and that's an important one. It would make sense that it was the Schmo's idea compared to
it had to have been the Schmo, right? I mean, that it's only fitting that it's him.
Yeah, I don't know the guys. No, I can talk shit.
Hey,
it's
well,
not even talking shit. It's just obvious, like. Some people that's
his
the difference. Yeah, there's some people that they'd love it. They'd be right there talking about all kinds of shit, their sponsors and stuff like that. And then for me, that's where I'm reminding myself why I'm here. And I go to a place that that's a personal time. It's interesting. I saw that. I guess it makes for good entertainment, but for the athletes, that's where it's different. So, but it's funny. Hey, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, you're good.
I was thinking as well, like, a decent interviewer, a guy that's like knows the fucking fight game and respects the fight game wouldn't put you in that position. That's my views on it. Like it was
exactly.
That's your time to get your thoughts together.
Time, mate.
Yeah.
Don't make this moment about you. It's my time. Don't make it about you. So, you've got your time. You got your time all week leading up to the fight, fight week for interviews. You got your time for after the fights, that minute before the fight, let the fucking fighters have their bit of space, So,
yeah.
That's what we have press conferences for. That's what we have post-fight interviews for, right? It's not fuck with a guy's mental preparation as he's walking to the cage or platform in that scenario.
The guy's creative. He comes up with. I don't know much about him, but I know I looked him up after I saw him on Valor. I'm like, who the fuck is this thing? Like, what is that all about?
He's made a name for himself. He's a character, right?
Yeah.
He's a character. He's playing a stick out, and it works. It works.
Yeah, it works. I respect that absolutely, and but I think probably on his end, he doesn't even know. Like Mark's saying, like someone who's in the sport and they understand fighters to a degree, they would just know not to cross into that territory. That guy's coming from like NBA and where he was normal, and he's experimenting and he's crossing into lanes that he's not familiar with. So it makes sense that I probably didn't mean any offense by it, but hey, hopefully he watches this show and because that could really fuck with someone's performance. I'm touchy in those moments. I give it to Mark for not smacking the guy because it's like
he's lucky Mark didn't smack the shit out of him with those big hands.
Yeah, no, because within 40 seconds he's dropping Jack May with a jab, and it's like the guy was crossed into his zone. He didn't even know, So it's funny.
Yeah, it's but like you say, guys, it was first show and stuff. It was all experimental, and and everyone's also in this game as well. everyone is also looking for new things to stand out from the rest, you know. So it was just an experiment. But I will give Val all props. I do generally think for the first show it was a good show, you know.
It wasn't bad.
They dragged some big names in. I think the only thing that they I think one of the things they could have done really was more promotion before the actual tournament and stuff, you know. There wasn't
Sure.
obviously it was promoted quite a bit, but there could have been a lot more. But like I said, it's a first show, it's fundings, teething problems and stuff like that. So and also as well, I've got nothing but respect for all the guys. They literally treated me like a king when I soon at the moment I landed off the plane, I got picked up, you know, driven to my hotel, anything I wanted.
Yes, they should.
As it should, you know, the usual, the usual, you know, look after, you know, habit, like you say, a happy fighter's a good fighter. You get off the plane and you're greeted with a chauffeur taking you to your hotel, and you ain't got to stress about anything. If you're stressing, you know, 3 or 4 days before a fight, the last thing you want to be doing is stressing about shit. So, you know, they have got they had some good points. So I keep stressing, you know, I've got nothing really bad to say about them. So yeah, it's just a shame really, but you know, everything happens for a reason. Since then, I've obviously spoke to David Feldman, been offered a, you know, multi-fight contract with Dave, and I can't wait to come over and just fucking throw down and entertain all you guys over there, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Hey, look right here. That's number 12 right there. We're set to be on that card together. Just whenever it happens, who knows? But we're going to be there together, man. Just feed off that energy.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I can't talk about who we're set to fight, but you know, we've been set to fight for a while now. It's just the contracts didn't go out. It was right when this virus hit, but fucking fired up. I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be fucking good. Yeah.
So speaking of that. So speaking of that, you know, the first, you know, little taste of fight action is happening tonight, right? Yeah. It's happening. Matter of fact, I think the prelims may be on. The early prelims may be on now. So, you know, we're talking about like the walkout and like the mental preparation or whatever heading into the fights. How would it feel to go into like an empty arena with no fans? I know people feed off the fans. You feed off the roar of the crowd. Sarro, you said you don't really hear anything like as you're walking out. You try to block all that out, but you feel the energy as you're walking out. How would it change? Like, how would you guys feel about, you know, fighting in an empty stadium?
Mark, yeah.
Do you want to take this one first, mate?
Yeah. If anything, it's I'm so zoned into, you know, I go to certain places I don't go to normally, you know, without getting into detail. That just it kind of remind me of what real pain is, and then it helps me realize this is just a fist fight. This doesn't even crest, you know, some of the shit that I've been through in life. And then I tuck that away, and then I smile and I walk out, you know. So I don't need the audience. I don't need the audience. I feel certain about that, but it helps having them there. You slap hands as you're walking out and you're cheering and stuff. But you know, the only, you know, if you know, hopefully they let my mom in. That's all. I hear her screaming the whole time, and I'm thinking this motherfucker is gonna touch me.
I know a couple moms like that.
You know? Yeah.
Shout out to all the moms, by the way. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. You know, shout out to all the moms out there.
Absolutely.
You know, I know that. Everybody. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, you guys got her card right before the show.
You guys do it on a different day to us. Obviously, we did Mother and Father's Day, but a different.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
really? Hold on. Back up real quick, Mark. Hold on. What? It's not Mother's Day for you?
No. You guys would do it a different day to us. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I didn't know that. So there's a difference between Mother's and Father's Day with the U.S. and the UK? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I hope so. Anyway, otherwise I'm fucked. Yeah, different days.
You know, I gotta look this up. Hold on one sec.
Mother's Day. Hey, Mark, can you see the comments on your screen?
No,
You've got a whole you brought the whole UK with you. New Zealand too. Yeah.
My friend, his mum's over in New Zealand, so he just said Mother's Day in New Zealand tomorrow as well. So yeah.
March 14th.
Yeah, that's the one.
March. Really?
Get on it. You gotta go get it on card.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I thought about I didn't realize it was Mother's Day until like earlier this week. And I thought about doing like a Mother's Day kind of podcast because there's some pretty animated mothers in BKFC. One of them that I'm really close to is and you probably met her, Chris, Jason Knight's mom.
Oh yeah.
We call her Mama Mean. She's a character.
She is. She's his biggest fan. She's his biggest fan.
Hell yeah, she is.
She's a sweet lady. She's a sweet lady.
And then I also found out that Melvin Goulard's mom, they call Mama Assassin. Yeah, so we have Mama Mean, Mama Assassin. If I had planned a little bit better, we would have had like a little Mother's Day kind of Mothers of Fighters, segment or something. But it didn't work out. Maybe next time.
Hey, do a belated Mother's Day podcast.
That's right.
Shout out to Mother's Assassin and Jason Knight's mom. You guys are both great people for sure. We went when I went to Mississippi with Jason. We went by where his mom works, and I got some soul food, and I had like a 10-pound food baby for like the whole 9 days I was there. I had some good eating down there, man. It's easy to gain weight in Mississippi, I gotta say. Yeah, that's not bad.
We know how to cook. We know how to cook around here.
That's why I'm a heavyweight, mate.
Don't have to cut. No more cutting. Right?
Those days are gone for me now. Yeah, those days are gone.
Yeah. I came home.
So, Mark, so thoughts on fighting in an empty arena?
Yeah. So for me, if I get told I'm sparring, my head. And unless it's coming up to sort of like close to the fight, and then you're in full fight camp sparring sort of thing, that's when it's sort of more serious. But if I get told I'm sparring, is generally relaxed or whatever. If I get told I'm fighting, it doesn't matter if there's no one in that arena. That guy's still trying to punch my fucking head off. So I'm going out there with the same attitude, whether there's a crowd there or not. I'm still getting paid to do a job, and I'm going in there to do my job. Yeah, 100%. I'm going in there to do my job. I should imagine it will be quite sort of quite eerie, really. You know what I mean? Walking into basically walking into the cage or a ring or something with no one around. Another thing as well, are they going to play walkout music? I suppose they are. So. Still need to get the fighters pumped, don't you, with the walkout music? Because that's what gets you pumped, doesn't it? There's always certain tunes for certain fights that, mean something, So,
I actually enjoy listening, being able to hear the corners, hear the direction of the corners. I love that because in an empty arena, because they did kind of something similar last time, right? The very last UFC fight. It was an empty arena, and you could hear all the instruction from the corner. You could hear, all the coaching and everything, and I really enjoyed hearing that.
Yeah, makes it real. It's like sparring. Your opponent hears what your coach is saying while you guys are in there, and it's like, well, do something about it.
You almost have to code it. You almost have to code it at that point, right? Have code words.
Even in a fight, I'm always listening to. Obviously, I listen to my corner as well. But I think the more experience you get, when you start becoming a vet, you're also listening to their corner. So you're like, okay, yeah. So I'm dropping my hand here.
You're going to do it.
He's like, look, the left hand's dropping. So like, oh yeah, I better get that out. I listen to both, even when I'm fighting. I think the more experience you get, you pick up on these things. So it's going to be.
That's funny you say that. It's funny you say that.
Watching it on TV as well, like with no crowd and that, with no atmosphere. I wonder what that's going to be like, because, what was you saying? Sorry, dude?
Oh, I was just saying that's funny that you say that. You listen to their corners because You know, yeah, for me, I'm pretty conscious when I'm in there, what's going on, and you'll hear their corner yell, "Big 1-2, big 1-2," and then it's like, do something about it. You know, like you drop the left more or
You can't
something. When
stop
you
it.
yeah. No,
I think
it's
people say to me as well, you know, a lot of people ask, and you probably get this well, Saz, you know, but a lot of people ask you all the time, what does it feel like when you're in there? And I'm like, is you know, walking to that cage, you know, like all your senses you have, touch, feel, hearing, everything is heightened to the max. You know, like, and it's weird walking to the cage, you block everything else out, but when you're concentrating on the job you got to do, everything's tuned into that. So like when I, you know, just say when I was doing MMA and I was barefoot, I can remember everything and just stepping onto the metal grids, going up to the step, you feel everything. You'd feel stepping onto the canvas, and you're like, because I know it sounds a bit silly, but like your height and senses are just totally turned up a lot more than what you would normally realize in, you know, in everyday life, you know. So it's it's a crazy feeling, just whether there's crowds there, crowds not, or anything. It's still, you're still going in the fight, you're still going in to do your job and stuff, man. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah. No, it's like, you're so zeroed in that the audience isn't going to. I know in my last fight there was what felt like an eternity, but it was probably just, I think it's like 8 seconds where we weren't doing anything, and I hear little murmurs in the crowd, like, and you can see my opponent's eyes shifting, like he's listening, and you see me, I'm shaking my head, going, "Yeah, listen to him," like get knocked out because of the audience. So he swings because he felt pressured into swinging, and it was like, that was it. You know, like, so we're able to, I'll if anything, it's going to add a cooler effect because you'll get to hear your blows that much better and feel it and stuff. And you know, I love that shit, man. I can't wait. I want to fight right now, but this is hard. This is hard. This is hard. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
So
there it is. Hey, Mark, what do you walk out to? It's like Pink Floyd something, isn't it? It's like a remix of some sort.
Yeah, so it was Korn, but it was a remix of Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall, but it was sung by Korn, you know, the band Korn. So it had that sort of like heavy, grungy, sort of like get you in a mood for a good scrap sort of feel to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that shit. Yeah, you get him with that. You just plant, dip, overhand. It's like an overhand turns into a straight.
You know, it was sort of like the simplest shot, but I practiced that shot over and over and over in a gym. I think I released a short clip from Phuket Top Team, who I was training with. They put together a clip, and you see my training for that, and you actually see me in that clip before practicing that same shot over, just dipping my head and just sort of like it's almost like an overhand right, but I screw shot it at the same time, and I practice it and practice it and practice it, and it come off. And I knew as soon as I jabbed him and he dropped, in my head I was like, now's the time for that shot. Walk straight towards him. So hang on, I've almost lost you then, guys. Yeah, walk straight towards him, and then just sort of like dip your head and shoulder, get him to react, and he did exactly that. As soon as I dipped my head and shoulder, he almost turned his head the other way. So and then the right hand just caught flash bang on the jaw, and it was,
you startled him. You startled him, like you came right at him, and then you stop, and he stops.
Yeah,
it was good. Yeah, it was beautiful. I like that.
It was. I've caught a few people with that shot, so I'm gonna have to come up with different ways now to disguise it, because people are gonna be looking. People are gonna have to like put a couple more fakes in there now to disguise it. You know?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Hey, Mark, I got a couple questions for you, and we're probably going to end here in about, I don't know, we got another 15 minutes or so. A couple questions though. So, what are your thoughts on BKB in the UK? You know, Tyler Goodjohn is a friend of mine, friend of the show. He's the main man over there, it seems. Shout out Tyler and Alessa.
really good.
Why is it that you would be willing to come to the United States and fight for BKFC rather than fight for BKB there in the UK?
Okay, so I don't know where to go with this one now.
Trying to, be respectful on both ends.
I'm just going to be point blank blunt. There's some very, very talented guys that fight for BKFC. They've got some, they've got some really talented guys. But I'm just going to be point blank blunt. Jim and Joe are a pair of fucking bellends, mate, and I don't want nothing to do with them. Simple as that. I'm a real person. They're a pair of bellends. They treated me like shit. I'm not going to go too much into this, mate, but yeah, and it's like, put it this way. I'll say one thing. I said to them before I was going to fight, I said before I fight my opponent, I want my bloods. I said I want my opponent to have his bloods done, and I want to, and they were like, yeah, no problem, no problem. So I went and had all my bloods done by a doctor, sent them all off to him. I found out after I had the fight that they lied to me. My opponent didn't even have his fucking bloods done. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, that's just a tiny bit of it, and I'm not going to go too far into it because people.
He could have been on that sauce, and you're trying to do things the right way.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go too far into it, but I respect every single one of the fighters that fight for that show. They're all as tough as they come. They really are. The guy I fought, Mickey Parker, he went 5 rounds with me, and I hit him with some shots that knock over a horse. The guy just smiled and kept coming. So it's hard. You asked me that question straight away. My blood boils. I don't really want to go too far into it. That's BKB is a thing of the past for me. I only had one fight from but I jumped straight into a title fight, obviously because of my background and my credentials and stuff. And I jumped straight into a title fight. I fought one of the best heavyweights they had, and I beat the guy. I won the belt. I won everything. That they've just basically denied everything. They've deleted all my fights, all my interviews. They've deleted everything. They're constantly running me down online and stuff, and I'm like, you're supposed to be professional guys, you're not professional. You're just fucking dicks. So yeah, when it comes to me and those guys, I really don't like them, and I have good reason to, but I don't want to go too far into it. I want to look forward now, not back. So BKB was a thing of the past for me. Now I'm with BKFC. These guys are good. Everyone I spoke to, the fighters and stuff, already, like Sarro's even now, I speak to all these guys. They're all good. I'm having good conversations with them. The fans seem to be good as well. I'm getting messages off of a lot of US fans saying, I can't wait for you to fight. And that, I just feel like I haven't even had a fight for BKFC yet. I haven't. And I already feel like I'm at home because people involved in the whole show and outside the show, the fans and everything, they're making me feel welcome. They're making me feel like, that what's the right word? That they're making me feel like basically, that they're giving me my worth. They're making me feel like I'm sort of, I'm worthy of being there, and they can't wait for me to fight and stuff, which is good for a fighter. It's good. So yeah.
Yeah, I know a couple of people from BKB, and it seems like it's a struggle most of the time. They put on some good shows, man. They put on some decent shows, but it seems like there's always a rub somewhere. So we're happy to have you here at BKFC, man. Can't wait to see you fight. Hopefully it's Beltran that you get on the next fight. As far as I'm concerned, it is Beltran because the fight was matched. The fight's already been matched. And as far as I'm concerned, the fight's still matched. It's just been postponed. So that's what I'm preparing for in my head, and
that's the fight I'm looking to get. So I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, for sure. No, everyone. No, you should get your due, man. You've earned it. And
That's right.
the BKFC's, we're the best of the best. I'm still brand new to this thing, but it's like I just know, just get me out there, and people will see what's up. But no, it's I'm excited to be a part of an organization that has people like Godbeer and Beltran. Beltran's a warrior too. It's like we want to fight the best. We don't want to fight. We want if you truly are passionate about the sport, it shouldn't be about hating your opponent or anything. You should be honored to fight the best. It's going to bring the best out of us. So I'm excited to have you with him.
That's it.
Sure.
And once you get in there, you get the fight. Once that fight's done, you know what I mean? Win or lose, you grab a pint afterwards. You go and have a beer. You go and have a beer. That's it. The job's done. Like, you had me this time. Next time, I want to get a couple more wins. I'm gonna have you the time next time. You know what I mean? It's sad. That's how it should be. We're all warriors, and we all respect another warrior.
Absolutely,
right.
For sure. Who else is doing this?
Yeah.
Right. Hey man, be a part of something that's that has a bright future. I mean, that's the way I look at it. So we have the fight tonight. Like, who you guys got? You think Tony Ferguson's gonna pull it out, or you think Justin?
I like Tony. That's a good fight, man. I like Tony.
It's hard to bet against Tony.
Tony's got that freak thing about him that I respect, and he doesn't try to sugarcoat anything. He doesn't try to act a certain way. He doesn't care what people think about him. And people may think he's cocky or disrespectful. It's like the people that think that, they're the ones that don't belong here in the first place. I got all respect, but Gaethje, that dude, he's a banger. He likes to throw down. So it's one of those ones where I'm not going to make a call because I suck at calling them anyways. I call off my heart, and I'd lose a lot of money in that deal. So just going to have to wait to find out. But there's a lot. We got Jorgen De Castro, who's my boy, right from New England. He's fighting tonight too. And
he's got a tough one. Man. He's got a tough one.
Yeah, but that dude, he performs well under pressure. Me and him both kind of got on the scene at the same time. And we beat a tough opponent, and it kind of propelled our careers. So I'm right behind him. So if he gets that knockout tonight, it's my turn next time. A little healthy competition, but no, he does well under pressure. I'm excited to see how the whole night goes. That's a stat card right there, man.
Yeah,
it is
stat card. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bootleg that one.
I'm gonna have to go with Ferguson. I'm a big Ferguson fan, and Justin as well. But both it's like that. Like Si says, it's one of those fights. It's hard to pick, isn't it? Because like they're both good guys. They're both good characters. They're both, But I think skill set wise, I just think Ferguson's just going to be that little bit, maybe a bit too slick for him. So I think it's going to end up maybe with a submission of some sort. From Ferguson.
Probably a Darce. If it's a submission, it's going to be a Darce, right?
Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is, man. I was talking to my boy Caleb Harris earlier about this through text, and we're both big Gaethje fans. I would love to see Gaethje win, but Tony's cardio was out of this world for one, and Gaethje just throws bombs from the beginning, like just throws caution to the wind, just throws bombs. So my prediction is that Gaethje's going to gas. Caleb hit me back and was like, wait a second, he trains at altitude in Denver, and he's like an elite wrestler too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I think Gaethje's
everything. He's got that style where he puts everything into every shot, sort of thing. You know what I mean? He comes at you hard. So when people say these guys gas, they don't gas because they're unfit. They gas because they don't reserve their fitness. They just come at you with everything they got. So
looking for the home run. Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
So let's run through the card real quick, and then we'll get y'all's thoughts, and then we'll wrap it up, man. Tony Lopez was supposed to be on. He's texting me, but I kind of want to watch the UFC fight, man. So we'll try to catch Tony next time. Sorry, Tony. So the co-main is what Cejudo and Cruz, right?
Yeah.
Who you guys got in that one?
I know. So was looking a little soft. I think he got caught up in that quarantine, but I'm a Cruz fan anyways. I like his mindset.
Yeah,
He's been known to surprise us in the past, and the guy that he shows that age is, it doesn't matter, and I respect his mental, and so that's, man, I'm bad at calling fights. I call based off my heart, and you never know how it's going to go, but that's another exciting one. They're both hella athletes, but Cruz he's. You never know. Someone could put on the best show in front of the camera, and then they get in stage, and that's where Cruz shines. I've never seen him crack besides his younger years, where he learned from those. So that's an interesting one. So once again, I'll go with Cruz. Cruz with a TKO in the third round. That's what I think. Where'd you go, Vince? It's just me and you, Mark.
He's off.
It's just us. It's our show now. What do you think?
Got any questions you want to ask, mate?
What's your feeling on Beltran? What you? Oh yeah, you can't really give that away. He's got.
No, but I think I've obviously I've obviously since being matched with Joey, I've sort of looked into him and that, and I he seems like a decent guy outside the ring as well. He seems like a similar sort of guy to sort of myself, like in respect, like family guy, family man.
Yeah. He was real nice.
Yeah,
he's real respectful and stuff.
He seems like a real guy. So business is business when I'm inside that ring with him. We get, like I said, we get paid to fight. We're gonna sit there and we're gonna throw down. We're gonna entertain. And I think it's gonna be one of those fights where I'm not going to take a back foot, and I don't think he is as well. He's got that style where he's just going to pressure me, and I'm not going to, and I think we're just going to meet in the middle and throw down. I'm really looking forward to fighting him. Not out of hate or anything like that. I'm just looking forward to fighting him because I feel like he's a really good, worthy opponent, and I'm really looking forward to testing myself against him. So. I got nothing. Like I said, I got nothing against the guy. Nothing but respect for him. But I see him as it's a good matchup for me. I see it as a good matchup.
Perfect.
I just think it's going to be one of those fights where it ain't going to go the distance. It ain't going to go the distance. The difference is. He can put the pressure on me. I'm going to meet him in the middle. So, when you got someone that puts the pressure on you, but the other one don't go back, someone's getting knocked out. So
someone's going back. Someone's taking the back step, and it isn't you. So it's
Well, Joey's last opponent is a friend of mine, fellow Mississippi boy, Chase Sherman. I thought Chase was going to have that one in the bag, man, but Joey just kept. Pressuring him. And Chase isn't used to that. Chase is an athletic heavyweight. He bounces side to side and he moves forward. And to me, it seems like he was fighting off his back foot just a little bit.
He couldn't fight off his back foot, could he? I don't mean that disrespectfully, but you watch that fight. He could not fight. Once Joey put the pressure on him, he couldn't fight off his back foot. And I was really surprised with it. I've been watching Chase for a long time myself. And when I seen Joey put the pressure on him like that, and I was like, I don't think Chase was expecting it. I think he broke him mentally because he just sort of folded once he started going on his back foot,
It was close. It was close, man. I thought Chase had rounds 1 and 2, 3 was kind of up in the air, but Joey came on strong at the end. And shout out to my boy Chase. Just got called back up to the UFC. He's fighting next weekend, matter of fact. So shout out to Chase.
Good for him, man. I like Chase. We didn't talk much before the fight, but afterwards, you hear him backstage, and he wasn't spitting venom over losing that fight. He admitted that Beltran put that pressure on, and it's it's a different kind of feeling. You can watch it, and then when you're feeling that pressure and how you deal with it, it's a whole different experience. So I earned a lot of respect for that guy, just that he was able to, admit that right there, minutes after. And, that's a tough dude. It's different mentality, but still, it's a tough individual. I'm happy for him that he got called back to the UFC. He wouldn't be doing it if he didn't love doing it. So
and the thing is as well, Charles, you could, like, is it like just like I did then? It's easy to talk about a fight when you're not in that fight. When you're in that fight and in that position, it's a fucking different ball game. I might go in I don't know what it's. He might put that pressure on me. That anything can happen until you're in that situation. It's easy to fucking talk about that situation until you've been put into it. So
that makes it fun though. That's what makes it fun, because you don't know, and that's the test. It's not a test if you know all the answers,
Yeah,
it's like the test is when you get in there and you're surprised. How do you feel put into stressful situations? I always loved Mike Tyson, but you hear Teddy Atlas say he's never won a fight in his life. That's all about perspective. Now, he's not calling Mike Tyson a bad fighter or a bad boxer per se, but you see Mike Tyson in his early years, he handled. He was always getting in trouble outside because you put that guy in a stressful situation, he's going to punch you in the mouth because you ran a red light and cut him off, or you dissed him in the. And so when you're in a real fight and you're put under a stressful situation, how do you mitigate stress? and you have to be able to handle stressful situations. Handle them with a cool head in your regular life, so that transfers over into a fight. So yeah, you never know. You get in there and you get popped in the nose in 10 seconds, and what do you do?
Game plan changes.
You got to be able to assess and adapt.
That's the thing with the bare knuckle as well, is it really is a different ball game. It's a different mindset. I remember when I took my first bare knuckle fight. I remember literally the first round, I got punched with a jab straight off the bat. And I can remember in my own head, I was like, fuck, this is different. I haven't felt nothing like this. I've had a few, when I was younger, I was a bit of a brawler, I think we all were. That's why we get into the sort of fighting, But like, going back to those sort of days where getting punched and getting hit with a bare knuckle, I can remember in my head, straight away, I was like, what am I doing? And then I had to change I can remember it to a T, having to change my mentality during the fight, literally a split second. What the fuck am I doing to, like, this is what I'm doing. I need to fucking switch on now. This is a different game. This is how it feels like. So it's just, like you say, adapting that mentality in a fight is what wins or loses the fight,
Switch on the fly.
Yeah,
gotta be able to switch on the fly like that, and yeah, man.
Who
that's
was
what
it?
makes
Nick
it
Diaz
exciting.
that said it's 90% mental and 10% physical. Someone said
95,
that, right?
Like 95% mental.
Yeah.
If you're defeated mentally, you're done. You're defeated. Some people, when they fight Mike Tyson, they're done before they even step into the ring. Like, he's already like intimidated them so much that they're mentally done. They're afraid.
Never take your eyes.
They're afraid he's going to eat their children or whatever. Hey, real quick, guys, if we can run through this card.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. All right, let me pull it back up. Oh, sorry, I dropped out a while ago.
No, we took over. It's all good.
Yeah, I heard. I had my AirPods in. I was listening. So I had drinking too much Fusion CBD water. I had to go, pay the water bill.
Sober up.
So we never heard your opinion, Marky G. Who you got? You got Cejudo or Dominic Cruz?
Tough one, isn't it? That one. Cruz. When was the last time Cruz fought?
It's been like 3 years, I think, man.
Yeah,
he's been out for a while.
And
I mean, he's injury prone.
That does take effect, So
he doesn't believe in ring rust, by the way. Like, I heard him earlier saying he doesn't believe in ring rust. That's a myth.
No one believes in ring rust until you get ring rust.
Right.
When you're stepping into a fight, you have to convince yourself that you know there's no such thing as ring rust. Yeah, I remember I was out for nearly 2 years and with a neck injury and then jumped straight in with fucking Czech Congo. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like yeah. I don't think that was ring rust. I just think at the time I wasn't ready for that fight. But you know, it's a different story. But I still took the fucking thing. I got offered it. Fuck it, I'm going in there. But I'm gonna have to go with Cejudo, I think. As much as
I just want someone to shut him up, man. I don't.
Yeah, that's it. It's hard because I prefer Cejudo. I prefer him more as I prefer Cruz more as a character than Cejudo. But I think fight wise, because of the layoff and stuff, I think Cejudo's probably I would say Cejudo on that one. Yeah.
Right. So Tony Lopez finally joined the podcast. We've only got a couple more minutes left, but Tony, would love to have you back on another time, man. Sheena was having some technical difficulties. She's unable to get a good signal. She wasn't able to get you the link. Real quick, Tony, while you're here, man, thoughts on the UFC card tonight? Who you got? You got Gaethje or Ferguson?
You know what? I like Ferguson, so I'll say Ferguson. But like I said, I don't know. It's a toss-up still for me. I'm gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Another quick question someone wanted me to ask you. I've seen this passed around on social media. People are saying that Shannon Briggs deserves, a title shot before Godbeer, or he deserves to get in the upper echelon of the heavyweights. But people are saying that Tony is kind of the gatekeeper here. Like if Shannon wants to prove himself in BKFC, he needs to fight Tony Lopez.
Well, I see nothing wrong with going through me first, just to see where you're at.
I didn't mean it like that. No, I didn't mean it like that. But I mean, you and Joey put on. I'm a little biased because I'm a Jason Knight guy. Jason in Artem 1 was arguably the best fight in BKFC history, but you and Joey Beltran put on, a pretty close runner-up, man. I mean, that was a brawl. I think people can't just come in and just assume that, they can just go straight to the top just because they have so many followers or whatever, they carry a name or whatever. So if you were to be matched up with Shannon Briggs, like, what do you think about that matchup?
I mean, to me, I'm not. It's cool. I don't mind. Whoever they give me, but him. I mean, like, I know what you're saying about he just because who he is following all this stuff. Give him a shot at the title. I mean, it's what sells now, I guess. Because people say, well, he's got a big following. He'll bring in a lot of people, all this stuff. Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's true. No matter what, everybody's got to work their way up to prove themselves. Who they are, what they got. If you just give anyone a shot at the top, at the title, whatever, it's like, what credibility do you have there? Anyone could get lucky with one shot in this fight, in this street, fair enough, in any sport. But hey, you got to prove yourself through a couple fights at least, and then hey, you know what? Yeah, he's the real deal. Let's put him in. Let's give him a shot at the title.
So I'll pose the same question to you that I posed to these other two big guys here. If Mike Tyson were to step in the the BKFC squared circle and he said, "I want Tony Kryptonite Lopez," what's your feelings on that?
Oh, hey, you know what? Funny you should ask. No, but because I was looking at that the post about how they're trying to get him on there, and I said, you know what, that'd be fun for me. I'd love, because I used to watch Mike Tyson do his thing and boxing and stuff, and I always was curious to see, hey, can he really hit that hard? Because I see, all the guys he usually fought were bigger than him, taller, all that stuff. And I was like, how the hell does this little guy whoop the hell out of these big guys? I'm like, could he do that to me? I'm like, I'm sure he'd hit me hella hard, but I'm all, would he be able to take me down or put me down for the count? I'm all, I don't think so. I'd have a fun time in there just, seeing how much I could take from him and would I be able to land some shots on him, and give him some pain. And would he feel the same, it being without gloves, bare knuckle? Would he react the same? Would he say, hey, you know what? This hurts. I don't want to do this. Or would he break his fist on my face or head or anything, trying to hit me as hard as he could? So
no disrespect to you, Chris Sarro, but would he do the typical boxer thing where you don't close your hands all the way, kind of like Paulie did against Artem?
Yeah.
And it didn't close the fist all the way. I mean, that's kind of what boxers are used to, right? You don't have to close your hands all the way in the gloves. So
listen, I've never talked with Mike personally. To be able to say this, but I can almost say confidently, you put him in there and you land a fucking punch on that guy, pain is not going to stop him from fucking throwing down. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like, he's more than an idol to me. That guy is the epitome of perfection and discipline, and he's a scary dude. And I'd love to watch him and Tony, him and Mark, him and Nick. That's a recipe for a good fight right there. Absolutely.
I think as well, just by judging by the guys we got just on this show, we're all fucking fighters, man. You know what I mean? If you say to me, right, you got to fight this guy, I don't see one person on my screen now that's going to say, nah, I'm not fighting that guy. I could just feel it. Like, we're all fighters. We just jump in there, fucking do what we get paid for.
Fucking
So,
right.
It's a job, man. It's a job. Right.
We all wanna, we all. I think as a fighter, it's not so much would I or won't I. It's about testing yourself, proving to yourself. Can I beat this guy? Can I beat this guy? Chuck me in with him. Fuck it. Let's give it a go. Yeah, let's have a crack. That's what it is about for me, is proving to myself I don't give a fuck about the fans. I do, sorry, that's the wrong thing to say. But for myself, I don't do it for the fans. And if I do it for myself, and if I gain fans out of it, nice. But for me, my attitude is I'm going in first and foremost, I'm going in there to prove a point to myself. I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to go in there and prove in my own head, I can beat this guy. And if I don't, I don't. But, I'm a fighter. We go in there and we just throw down. So,
well, against Mike, then you have to kind of take that challenge as being a potential legend slayer, right? You're the guy that, beat Mike Tyson. You have to take that opportunity. I mean, I don't think anyone in their right mind would pass that up if Mike Tyson said, hey, I want to fight Mark Godbeer, I want to fight Chris Sarro, I want to fight Tony Lopez. You're like, well, hell yeah, let's do it, man. Like, I want to be the guy that's known as, laying Mike Tyson flat on his ass and then biting his ear whenever he gets up, I want to be that guy.
I'm not a biter anymore.
Not anymore.
I'd be like an honor if Mike Tyson said,
sure.
put him out there like, hey, I want to fight Tony. I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, I'd feel like, hey, he must know something about me or think that, hey, I'm worthy of, stepping in front of him. So, I'd definitely be like excited to have him come out and say, I'll take out Tony.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right on.
I would lose sleep over it.
Like, for the fact that just someone of that stature has called your name out, they obviously see you as a worthy opponent. So, as a warrior, a bit of respect as a warrior. It's like a respect thing for a guy with that sort of, legendary status to call you out. It's like, okay, so this guy recognizes I got some tools and wants to try himself against me, So
yeah, that's got to be a good feeling too. Like if he was to say, this is the guy I want to see.
I've got chills just thinking about it.
I can tell by looking at all of us on the screen. I think we're all itching to get that call up. It'd be a payday and like you say, a legendary fight, wouldn't it?
I do have to say this show. Our parent company is Fight Bananas, who is also associated with Roy Jones Jr. and Island Fights. right? So there's also been potential talk about Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson fighting for Dean Tool and Island Fights. Dude, if he doesn't want to take the gloves off and he wants to just fight another legend in an exhibition match, Roy Jones would be the perfect match. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jones fought heavyweight, didn't he?
Eventually, yeah, he got up to heavyweight. Yeah, he's a heavyweight now for sure.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a fight for sure. I mean, there's so many good fights to be made with this whole deal. I know for myself, it's just not in my blood to ever turn any fight down. I'd lose sleep over that the rest of my life. I'd lay there thinking, you pussy, what the fuck did you know what I mean? So it's something like offered a Tyson fight, man. I'd have to take a nap.
Immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, immediately. I took one today. It was a good one. Yeah, get ready for this. So, yeah.
All right, real quick. Ngannou and how do you say this guy? Rosenstruck?
The Russian, right? The Russian guy?
No, he's not Russian, is he? He's Dutch. Is he Dutch?
Yeah, Netherlands. Yeah.
He's a K1 Dutch guy, I think, right?
Yeah.
He's the guy that gave Overeem like another image on his face, right?
Yeah, winning the fight as well, right at the last seconds of the third round, wasn't it? Yeah, it's
brutal.
Yeah.
If Ngannou pulls the trigger, he's got to pull that trigger. When he pulls that trigger, that's a freaking 4 gauge. That's a 3 gauge. The way he hit Alistair over, he took Alistair over in like a Pez dispenser. His head, but
and it wasn't like a strong overhand or something either, dude. It was like kind of a backing up, cross or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then you got the Derek Lewis fight where he didn't pull the trigger. So guys,
nullified each other, didn't they? I think they both went in there, sort of. When you get two fighters that has got that amount of power, and you can just tell they're both too wary of each other's power. That's the feeling I got from that fight. And it just sort of nullified the fight, didn't it? It
was sad. It kind of sucked because everyone wanted to see what happens when those two pull the trigger.
Yeah,
but no one can pull that trigger for them. So.
Yeah. Probably the worst fight in UFC history. I mean, that was worse than Adesanya and Romero.
Yeah, but who knows? I bet he learned his lesson from that. If anything, if he's a true fighter, which enough that I know about his background and his story, he had to fight to get to where he is today. And who knows? We all have bad nights. I've yet to have a moment like that in my career, but I can't speak for that guy, what he's going through mentally. But if anything, I hope he learned from that. I hope it felt shitty enough that he never lets that happen again, because he doesn't just owe that to the fans. He owes it to himself. That guy's a warrior. Who wants to go out that way? No one wants to go out that way. So I'm eating the quiche. Don't mind me.
Who we got? I'm gonna have to go with Ngannou.
Hey, we're fixing to wrap it up real quick. We'll do it. We'll do it real fast. Just the bigger ones. Jeremy Stevens missed weight yet again. I don't even want to talk about that one. He's a beast. He's a brawler. He stays in your face. But man, get it together, dude. You're a professional. Make weight or move up. Yeah, dude. All right. Sarro, I know where you stand with Hardy and DeCastro. You already said. Tony, who you got in that one? You got Hardy or DeCastro?
I'm not sure on that one. I don't know. I said that one to me is just whoever. I'm gonna enjoy the fight on that one. I ain't picking one or the other.
I'm a big Saints fan. Greg Hardy used to play for the Carolina Panthers, and he used to destroy our quarterback. So I know he's a beast. So I've been excited to watch him. Other than the inhaler, like in the corner or whatever, he's been pretty tough. So I've got him. Mark, who you got on that one?
Again, it's a tough one, isn't it? I think
they're all tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
Yogi.
hard. I think he's gonna pull something out the bag.
Right on. And we'll just hit
I think
a couple more.
because he's had so much criticism as well. I think he's get like that. He's been away for quite a bit now from his last fight, right? So I think now he's going to put a lot of work in. You know, he's had to prove a point. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Hardy on that one.
I see how it
Smack
is.
in the face, Sarro. Like, no respect for the New England boys, huh?
No, but that's just it. Nobody knows Jorgen personally. I respect both of them. Hardy's a great opponent. I just, I gotta, root for the hometown dude. He's a fellow New Englander, but he's got that thing in him. Like, fear doesn't exist. That's not even that's taken out of the dictionary. He's just his heart. He's so strong believer in why he's here and he's supposed to be here. And so it's hard not to respect that because that's what makes legends. But it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it. That's what's fun about this fight game is it's not one way or the other. We all, so fuck.
Sometimes you gotta take your L's. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take your L's. Well, that's one of the problems. That's one of the. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I'm not too familiar with the American football side of things, so no offense taken, guys.
No. They're real football. Not football. Okay, Mark. No. I mean, that's one of the toughest parts of kind of doing this podcast too. Is like I know a lot of you guys personally, friends with most of them, and like to pick fights, it seems like being deceptive or going against one of your friends. So that's always the toughest part for me too. It's like, I try to be objective as much as I can, but it's tough whenever like two friends are fighting each other. Who do you pick without hurting, someone's feelings or pissing somebody off? But at the end of the day, hey, well, I try, man. I try to I'm a good hype man. I try to stoke the fire. You know what I mean? Stir the pot. That's right. And then we'll do one more. Let's see. We'll do two more because one has some BKFC significance. Cowboy and Pettis.
Cowboy. That's all. Cowboy. I'm always a Cowboy fan.
I think he redeems himself in this one. I think he redeems himself. He's in a must-win situation to me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a huge Cowboy fan. I just like the way the guy conducts himself really well, and I've always got a good Cowboy on the Cowboy side.
Yeah,
same here. I like Cowboy for it, but I say he's got to do his thing. If Cowboy shows up, he'll come out with the win. If you don't, it ain't gonna be a good night for him.
No.
It's a good stylistic fight, though, isn't it? Great stylistic fight.
Yeah,
it is. Well, Pettis got him last time with like a mean liver shot, right? He tore the body up last time. So shout out to Duke Rufus and that game plan as well. So, last one, Oleinik versus Fabricio Verdum. So Fabricio is trying to. He's interested in BKFC. Matter of fact, I think he may have said that he plans on coming to be at BKFC after his UFC contract is over. So
I think it's one of those fights. When you get two guys that are really good on the ground, they try and avoid that because they don't want to sort of like go to the danger area. So then I think Verdum takes him on the feet. So I think Verdum will probably TKO or KO him on the feet.
The ground game, man, is sort of like a nice, artistry, a nice painting to me. I love watching the chess match on the ground. So I love seeing two Jits guys go at it. But you're probably right. Neither one of them wants to see each other on the ground. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Tony, who you got? Sorry.
No,
I say the same thing. Verdum, I like Verdum for the win. I like his movement and stuff. And then, like Mark said, it's probably going to try and stay on the feet. Just that not get tangled up in dumbness, and because they both roll around good and do their thing. Don't, and all it is just one slipping a little bit and the other one catching it. Why take that chance? Go stand up and, know where you're at.
Yeah, if I got knocked out and my ear wiggled and Joe Rogan had a replay in slow motion of it, and that I had to hear that for the next 10 years, I would make sure that never happened again. JDS hit him so hard. So anyways, don't mind me. But yeah, no, I like to.
No, you're right. I feel you on that, bro.
That was embarrassing. I was like, but I like Purdue. He's a gamer. That's why I like Ferguson too. He was all ready to fight for Doom in that backstage footage there that they had. They got a little back and forth going on. We're all gamers, so for me, it's hard to call fights when a lot of these fights here are guys that even though we miss weight, Jeremy Stevens, that dude comes to bang, whether it's in the Kmart parking lot or it's on pay-per-view. So all these guys, a lot of them have that spirit. I don't know. I don't like Cejudo. That guy, he irks me though. He called up
King of Cringe, man. Is what they call him. He's cringy.
Well, he called out the women's champ there, whatever that was. He said, I'd even fight her. It's like, of course you would. You take an easy fight in a second. You little fuck.
I think she would smoke him. I think she would smoke him.
She would
honestly.
smoke him just because of the principle. She would smoke him with a head kick. I don't know. I don't like that. Don't get me started with that shit. I don't like that. I hope Brews.
All right, hey, I don't mean to cut this short, guys. We normally do it a little bit longer, but I thought Feldman was going to jump on for just a second. He said he may, but he had a few different podcasts, so we'll get him on next time maybe. But thank you guys for being on. I want to go watch the fight. I don't know about you guys. I've been dying to watch some people play punchy face. So
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right on, man.
I got an idea for SARS. I've been punching trees, man.
Yeah, after 2 weeks, I had to start punching something. So yeah, no. Hey, it was great being on with you guys for sure.
Nice to meet you as well, Tony, my man.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. That was fun.
Yeah, you guys are always welcome, man. It is what it is. We try to get you guys out there as much as possible, especially during these times, to try to keep everybody aware of what's going on and try to keep BKFC in the front of everybody's mind. So thanks again. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you later, guys. Nice one.
See you guys next time.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.